You're watching Philadelphia's NBC 10. Now from the News Center, this is News 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Renee Chenault.
And I'm Ken Matson. We're going to have complete live coverage of tonight's Olympic action in just a few minutes.
But first, our top story tonight. Investigators now very close to declaring the TWA Flight 800 disaster an act of terrorism. In Washington, federal officials are now analyzing the plane's black boxes, the cockpit voice and flight data recorders.
The interior boxes were smashed a bit, as you can see. But we've had boxes that were in worse condition, and basically the tapes were healthy.
Officials say the cockpit voice tape ends with what's described as a fraction of a second sound, followed by sudden silence. The tape ends 11.5 minutes after takeoff on July 17th. Investigators now say there's only a 5 to 10% chance that it was mechanical failure.
We know there was a catastrophic explosion. It's caused by some sort of a bomb, obviously. We're not further describing where that would be, whether it was carried on or something hit the plane from outside and caused it to explode.
Authorities say the tape will be compared with the black box recordings from Pan Am Flight 103, which was blown up over Lockerbie, Scotland in 1988. Meanwhile, Navy dive teams continue to probe the watery crash site off Long Island, New York. Federal officials say recovery of the victims is top priority. Searchers have been told to move wreckage if they think a victim could be found underneath. So far, 126 bodies, more than half of the 230 victims, have been recovered. The Clinton administration is already taking action for safer skies.
It's a major airport security overhaul. On the tarmac of JFK International Airport today, Mr. Clinton outlined the new safety rules.
And we require pre-flight inspections for any plane flying to or from the United States. Every plane, every cabin, every cargo hold, every time.
Now the details. If you fly, your bags will be checked more often, and you may be asked more questions before you board. Curbside baggage check-in for international flights will be prohibited, plus there will be plenty more extra security measures which are being kept secret. Implementation of the changes is a couple of months away. There are some drawbacks to the new airport security plan, namely price and inconvenience. News 10's Doug Schimel tells us what's at stake for airline passengers.
Tighter security almost seemed inevitable after the TWA explosion. And the newly imposed security measures like hand baggage searches and pre-flight inspections will no doubt be felt by passengers.
They can expect to see longer lines at the ticketing area and security checkpoint area. They should bring 2 forms of ID, one being a photo ID. They should be ready to be asked questions regarding their luggage.
Thank you. But as the airlines start spending more money to keep you safe, the cost will likely show up in your next plane ticket.
I hope it's not too much, but it's better than dying, I guess.
If I have to pay for a higher ticket, I would do that, just to make sure that I get there safe. And that's not a guarantee.
But U.S. airline passengers have been through all of this before.
Most of the people are not going to be dissuaded from traveling. If they have to go from here to San Francisco tomorrow, they're going to fly.
But how easy will it be to fly with all of these new security restrictions? Well, airport and airline officials here will be meeting to determine how to implement all of these changes without bringing air travel here to a standstill. Doug Schimel, News 10 at Philadelphia International Airport.
And as investigators move closer to a cause and new security measures are unveiled, families of the crash victims took comfort in a private meeting with President Clinton in New York.
His main interest was to console the families like a human being. He was kind. He took as long as he needed with each member. You could go up to him. He would hold your hand. He would talk to you. Mrs. Clinton the same.
Pinzer's late sister Judy was a well-known artist from Pittsburgh. That is the latest tonight on the TWA Flight 800 investigation. To catch up on breaking developments overnight, be sure to watch News 10 today beginning at 5:30 this morning. Well, the search for closure goes on in the crash of ValueJet 592 in the Florida Everglades. Crews there say the water level has dropped enough that they've gone back to look for more of the plane's debris. 110 people died in the May 11th accident. Meanwhile, ValueJet officials say the unidentified remains of 53 victims will be buried in separate caskets at one gravesite. A memorial service and group funeral are planned for next Wednesday.
Here at home tonight, a one-alarm fire at a Northeast beer distributor produced lots of smoke and plenty of damage. Happened at Penny Pack Distributors on Roosevelt Boulevard. One firefighter suffered smoke inhalation and had to be hospitalized. The stubborn, smoldering fire took about an hour to control. In South Jersey tonight, a vigil to pray for and denounce the string of church burnings in the South.
We've come this far by faith.
All races and religions came together in Camden to show their solidarity. A special collection was taken to help reconstruct fire-damaged southern churches. All of the offerings will be sent to the National Council of Churches Fund. Tonight's vigil was sponsored by the Camden Churches for Organized People. The latest effort to silence South Street got moving tonight. Hundreds of complaints about motorcycle noise and congestion led to tonight's meeting. Police told this gathering of South Street Neighborhood Association that they are targeting the noisy bikes, and they're going to take action very soon.
I'll be able to put 3-foot speakers in front. Some of the laws we can enforce are no helmets, which we've been enforcing. It's against the law. Loud mufflers and parking in illegal areas. And like I said, we have given several hundred tickets out for this, and we anticipate many more.
In just the past few months, police have given out 250 moving violation tickets to motorcycles. In Chester County tonight, the topic was fear, and parents were reassured about the prospect of massive school busing. 3 school board members addressed the overcrowding in the Coatesville area district. They said principals have worked out a plan whereby only 36 students would have to be transferred.
None of your kids are going to move anywhere.
Parents said they had worried that their children would have long bus rides into the city of Coatesville.
Strawbridge is open for business now, minus Clothier and a lot of history. Longtime customers of the old Strawbridge and Clothier store came in to check out the sales and check out the store under new management and new name.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, it's a bit of a shame to draft the Clothier because of the historic associations, but yeah, I think it's fine.
They don't have as many ties as they used to have, but it still looks like they have a large selection, and I guess we'll find out.
Strawbridge and Clothier was sold to the May Company, a St. Louis conglomerate. The historic family chain was started by Justice Strawbridge in 1861. Well, high hopes dashed for the women's gymnastics team as everyone was rooting for them tonight.
It was so close, but they just couldn't make it. Vi Sikahema, part of the News 10 crew covering the Olympics in Atlanta.
He joins us live now with more on tonight's action. Hey, Vi.
Guys, you know, it just would have been near impossible for the U.S. women's gymnastics team to duplicate the magic they produced here Tuesday night. It just wasn't their night in the individual all-around events. The gold medal going tonight to Ukraine's Lilia Podgopayeva. The Romanians picked up the silver and the bronze. Dominic Mociano replacing Kerry Strug had a rough start in her first event, the balance beam. She finished in 9th place. Shannon Miller had her problems on the floor exercise. She finished in 9th place. Dominique Dawes finished 17th after stepping out of bounds on her floor routine.
I think there's been a lot of emotion in the last few days from, being on a high from winning the team gold medal and then coming in today and having a mistake on floor. It was kind of hard, but, I saw it all to go, so I was glad that I was able to finish on a good note.
News 10's Luann Kahn was one of the lucky ones who got to see the competition from beginning to end. Along the way, she found some celebrities and also ran into some gymnastics fans from the Philadelphia region.
We certainly witnessed here at the Georgia Dome a night of emotional highs and lows. The fans came in totally psyched, expecting medals and big wins.
Oh, she's so sweet, I'm falling over.
And there were plenty of big stars on hand for the event. Actress Jamie Lee Curtis and daughter Annie, major gymnastic fans.
It defies gravity, it defies any logic, what they do with their bodies and how they fly through the air. It doesn't seem possible.
President Clinton and his family were also in attendance, and it seemed during the first half of the event, Shannon Miller and Dominique Dawes were going to deliver the same kind of winning magic from earlier this week. But both left the floor exercises in tears, and despite the crowd trying to buoy their spirits, it was clear the spark was gone.
I really felt for them because it would seem like a lifetime just slipped away, and you could just see it in her eyes. You could just see it, and I knew it was hard for her to complete it. So we were back here, and everybody just went, ah, when it happened.
The mayor of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and her daughter watched and felt the same. The crowd was helping or hurting? Boy, maybe it was tremendous pressure. I don't know.
I think it is definitely the pressure that does them in. Every time they step a little bit, it's, oh, God.
There is one more women's event for individual medals on Sunday, and everyone, including Mary Lou Renton, wants to know if Carrie Strug is going to attempt to compete.
I hope she has worked so long and so hard for this, and I hope that we'll see her in event finals. If it were me, I'd tape that sucker up and go out there. You know it. I mean, this is the Olympics. This is what you change your life for.
In the Georgia Dome, Luann Kahn, News 10 at the Olympics.
Boy, I think they needed Mary Lou tonight. Coming up later on News 10, an Olympic story you won't see on prime time. South Jersey swimmer Peter Wright swam in the 1,500 meter today. He will not come home a medalist, but he is a winner nonetheless. That plus Phillies and Eagles when we come back in sports. Until then, bye, Sika Hema, News 10 Sports at the Olympics. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, bye.
Much more ahead on News 10 tonight. Herb Denenberg's going to tell you how to lower your credit card rates and save hundreds of dollars a year. It's a proven method that works.
Plus, Mr. T loses a battle in court while fighting an opponent even a tough guy would have to struggle with.
In the blink of an eye, homes are destroyed. A terror tornado rips through this town.
A calm night on the water in Chester County's Marsh Creek Park. And John Baleris in the Earthwatch Weather Center with a look ahead. Hey, John.
Hey, Renee. We're jam-packed with weather tonight. We have twister footage. We're tracking a tropical storm, Cesar. The weekend forecast, a shorecast, showers and thunderstorms, and more. See you in a few minutes.
The TV star known as Mr. T is fighting two battles tonight, one for his act, the other against cancer. This is Mr. T at the height of his popularity in 1984. Today, a judge ordered Mr. T to pay nearly $5 million to two men who say they created Mr. T's tough guy act. Mr. T asked the judge to throw out the case because he's been severely depressed since being diagnosed with lymphatic cancer. Robert Downey Jr. back in a Malibu courtroom today after his third arrest in a month. His latest trouble stems from violating a court order and leaving a rehabilitation facility. Rehab was ordered last month after police allegedly caught him with crack heroin and a loaded gun in his car. Today, his attorney asked the court to put the actor in a lockdown center so he can get his life back on track.
Well, are you being buried under credit card debt? Well, if you play your cards right, you can get much lower interest rates. All it takes is a phone call. And if you don't believe it, News 10's Herb Denenberg is here to prove it.
You know, the average American pays about 17%.
Do you know what interest rate you're paying on your credit card?
They probably go up to maybe close to 18%.
Between 15 to 17.
I'm not sure how much interest I pay. I understand it's very high.
If you want to lower your interest rate, it doesn't mean you have to get a new credit card. You may be able to negotiate a lower rate on the card you already have.
I'm right now paying 17% on my credit card, and I would like to have that percentage rate lowered because monthly I'm paying a lot of interest.
So we helped Gay get her credit card interest rate lowered. We had her contact her credit card company and told her how to negotiate a lower rate.
Make it clear to them that if they can't give you a better rate, you may have to switch your account.
And she got it lowered from 17% to 12.5%. And that could save her over $200 a year in interest.
Terrific.
Yeah, I'm very surprised, and I'm also very disappointed that they're not offering. If I hadn't called, I wouldn't know about this.
You're more likely to get your rate lowered if the credit card company considers you a good customer. That means you carry a balance and you make your payments on time. And while you have the credit card company on the phone, ask them to eliminate your annual fee. And if you want to shrink the interest rate on your credit card, or if you want to make your annual fee disappear altogether, you should call your company and bargain with them.
There are a lot of companies that'll give you like 6.9, 5.9. Are you aware of that?
On a credit card?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I should check that out at the bank.
Can't you get lower rates than that?
I didn't check.
So we checked for you, and here they are. 4.9%, Capital One. Call 800-952-3388. 5.99%, Citizens Bank. 800-438-9222. And 6.4%, Bank of Boston. 800-252-2273. These are teaser rates and go up after 6 months or more. To get a complete copy of the best credit card deals, send $4 to Bank Card Holders of America, 524 Branch Drive, Salem, Virginia, 24153. Herb Dennenberg, News 10.
Well, a happy reunion tonight for the victim of a bird napping.
A Bucks County woman gets back a prize macaw stolen from her store in Langhorne. Shirley Purcell found the bird named 007, courtesy of a pet store in Port Richmond. The owners of the Port Richmond store saw the story on the missing macaw on News 10 at 6 o'clock. They just had bought the bird from someone on the street as part of a rash of bird thefts.
Thank you, Channel 10.
She also knew that it was 007.
Purcell says the bird named 007 will be fine after he gets fed back on his own perch. And lots of food, fun, and entertainment tonight in Gloucester County.
Side square through ticket, 4 hands around.
Grab a partner and do-si-do down to the 4-H Gloucester County Fair. If you don't feel like walking, you can cruise through the evening on a goat ride or talk to the animals in the petting area. And if you want to tantalize your taste buds, there's everything from burgers to shrimp. Ooh, talk about a midnight snack.
And I heard John Bolaris going, yeehaw. Yeehaw. Must have a good forecast.
Cowboy.
Or good coffee. But anyway, hey, well, yeah, good forecast too. But look at this, some wild weather you're looking at. This is downtown Cimarron, New Mexico, a town of about 1,000 folks, and probably most witnessed this tornado and created quite a bit of damage, severe damage, and 6 were injured this afternoon in a downtown twister caught on home video. There's the damage. Again, tornadoes, winds can get as high as 300 to perhaps high as 500 miles per hour. Whew. Temperature 71 degrees here, humidity 90%, pressure steady, wind southwest at 5. High today, a sultry 85, low this morning, 68 degrees outside right now throughout the greater Philadelphia region. What else is new? It's Friday and it's raining. Temperatures in the 70s and we have some rain. We'll go to the radar, Doppler radar right now. See the rain coming in from the south and west with the frontal system. Some of the rain, the heavier bands, the yellow right now, and the red picking up some heavier showers. Perhaps a thundershower will north and east of Allentown. Now we go back a little bit on the Dover Doppler and see more rain heading this way from the south and west. There's a thunderstorm there in Annapolis, and there's another one perhaps just south and west of Wilmington, and that's going to be the story for tonight. On and off showers and a few rumbles of thunder. Flyby time. Here's a cold front heading this way, producing the showers and the thunderstorms. Behind it, the drier, cooler weather. We want that for the weekend, and it will happen by tomorrow afternoon and by tomorrow night, and Saturday should be nice as well. I'm a little bit concerned about Sunday. But there's the front beginning to push in. Some showers and thunderstorms associated with the front as we pull in to the Philly region. All right, shore watch for Friday now. Latest computer information indicating rain overnight. The rain should quit by 2 o'clock in the afternoon later today. Friday afternoon, no more rain, and the sun will come out. Sun index on a scale of 1 through 10. Harry should have raised that to a 4 now. The latest computer information. That's high pressure Harry in the weather center I'm yelling at. I'm only kidding, Harry. Maybe a 4, and a little bit more in the way of sun, and the shower threat till 2, 3 o'clock. Ocean water temperature 76 degrees. We'll be in Wildwood tomorrow, 4 o'clock in the afternoon for the show from down there, so come join us. And we're also tracking Tropical Storm Cesar. Continues to move very quickly to the west to 21. Winds remain at 45 and may become a full-fledged hurricane over the next 36 to 48 hours as he moves this way and possibly a little bit of a loop towards this way. But right now, maybe Honduras, more of a turn. The Gulf of Mexico, long way to go on that one. We'll just wait and see. Your forecast for tonight. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, some heavy. Lows around 70. Tomorrow, well, that's later today. The rain will continue to 2 o'clock. No more rain. Ends, then sunshine, late clearing, 82 to 85. 5-day forecast moving through the week. Saturday looks good. Low humidity, a nice day, 84 now. We still have a good deal of sunshine on Sunday, but I'm looking at more computer information because it is quite late. And I'm a little bit concerned that clouds may increase on Sunday and maybe a little something in the form of rain by Sunday evening or Sunday night, but don't quote me.
All right.
Well, that's what
Clear
Sunday,
that up for us, will
yeah,
you?
well,
Can we quote
Henley
you
will be
on
here
the
in a
end
few
of the
hours.
rain at 2 o'clock tomorrow or later
yes,
today?
you can.
All right. Thanks, John.
What day is it?
Well, looking ahead to tomorrow on News 10 at 5, this is the time of year when women and even men think about changing their hair color. So who has more fun, blondes, brunettes, or redheads? Tomorrow at 5, Sheila Allen-Stevens with a unique answer. She's even got a scientific poll on this. And you can catch that story during News 10 Down the Shore. Tomorrow, the show goes on the road to Wildwood. The fun starts tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Up next on News 10, it's back to Vi Sikahema, stationed at the Olympics.
Vi, we've got the local flavor going tonight, don't we?
Yes, we do. Coming up in sports, we will hear the touching story of a local young man whose Olympic hopes just fell short. That plus Phillies and Eagles when we come back in sports.
We're all cheering for the women's gymnastics team, but it just wasn't their night.
News 10's Vi Sikahema live now in Atlanta with more on that.
Hi, Ken and Renee. It was not the most successful night tonight for Americans in the Olympics. In boxing, Philadelphia's Zahir Rahim was knocked out in the first round by Orlando Mesa of Cuba. The women's gymnastics team did not fare well either. It was Carrie Strug watching up in the stands with her injured ankle. Dominique Dawes was in contention for a medal, but stepped out of bounds on the floor exercise and received only a 9.0 score and finished in 17th place. Shannon Miller was 8th. Dominic Moceanu finished in 9th place. The final results, the gold medal went to Lilia Podgopayeva of Ukraine, and thanks to a tie for the bronze, all three Romanians competing won medals. Meanwhile, mixed results in the pool. Janet Evans' final chance at a 5th career gold medal came tonight in the women's 800-meter freestyle. She had to settle for 6th place. American Brooke Bennett won the gold with a time of 8 minutes, 27.89 seconds. Evans retires with 4 gold medals, 1 short of speed skater Bonnie Blair's U.S. record, and 3 world records, including the 800-meter, which she has held since 1989. The U.S. still leads in the medal race. They picked up 4 more today, including 2 gold. They also set a world record in the women's 4x200 freestyle swimming event. Russia is 2nd, Germany is 3rd. They picked up their first gold medals today. France is 4th, and China rounds out the top 5. Obviously, only a fraction of the athletes who come here and compete in Atlanta walk away with a medal. Swimmer Peter Wright of Delran, New Jersey, only had modest goals. To be in the finals would have been a great accomplishment. The day started with Mom and Dad leading the entire family to the venue and a surprise meeting with someone who drove all night to be here.
This is Peter's first coach when he was a 9-year-old, John Cipriani.
By early afternoon, everyone had settled into the Georgia Tech Aquatic Center for the 4th heat of the 1500. Peter in lane 3 would finish in 4th place and out of the finals. Afterwards, it wasn't a call from the president, but even better, his fans from the Wahoo Swim Club in South Jersey.
This is Pete. I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
When you finished out of the top 8 then?
Probably like 10th or 11th. I did all I could. So, gotta be happy with that.
He won't take home a medal, but he'll have something just as lasting.
And I knew this would be an experience I wouldn't want to forget. So that's why I stuck it on there. And, even though I swam poorly, I'm not going to want to forget this ever.
He will now go back to the University of Virginia, Peter Wright will, to continue his education in hopes to finish with a degree in engineering. So if you folks out there looking to hire an engineer, he's a great one. What a great young man he is. We met with his family. Everybody in South Jersey should be proud. Moving on to baseball, the Phillies and their 4-game losing streak moving on to Pittsburgh. Tonight, Jim Fregosi and the Phils had a 3-2 lead in the 5th when Jeff King went deep to center field off the wall, scoring 2 runs here. The next batter is Orlando Merced, and he hits one into the gap to right center. King comes in to score. It is 5-3, and the Pirates go on to win 6-4. Next on NBC's coverage, the U.S. women's basketball team, they face Zaire. We'll also have a look at Zahir Rahim's fight earlier this afternoon, and tomorrow the track and field events begin. Also tomorrow coming up, the U.S. men's basketball team, Dream Team, will face China. That should be exciting. It's always exciting when Dream Team plays. I doubt it. That's your look at sports here this evening. Until tomorrow, Vice, you can have a News 10 Sports. Back to you guys, Ken and Renee in Philadelphia.
Gotcha, bye.
When News 10 comes right back, we have a few tales for you.
That's right, an area eatery that's gone to the dogs.
Finally, tonight we're going to take you to a Philadelphia cafe that's now famous for its Blue Pup special. A doggy's delight tonight and every Thursday night at Cafe Sorella in Old City. Co-owners Beth and Barbara DeFrank started inviting dogs to dinner way back in May. Since so many of the customers were dog owners, they had to do it. Of course, city health codes make sure that the canine cuisine is strictly under the stars.
You know, I used to order out from that place all the time.
And
Good food. I don't know about the canine cuisine. Yeah, maybe not anymore. Well, that's News 10 for tonight. A special edition of The Tonight Show with Jay Leno is next, followed by more Olympic coverage. And of course, we have our Shore Show. I said it right for the first time all week, the Shore Show, starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, later this afternoon. I'm Renee Chenault.
And I'm Ken Metz. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
They deliver late.